Rick, let's do one more. The topic here will be how do you get rid of things you don't want? Why don't you start?
Oh, lay it on me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, well, the things I don't want in my life are judgment. I don't like judging other people. I mean, I do it all the time, so I must like it, but I know it brings me down. It's not a good thing for who the person is I want to be. So getting rid of judgment, anxiety, fear, all of the usual human emotions that make us worrisome creatures, I'd like to get rid of. So I guess the first big mantra that I tell myself is things only have the importance I give them.
Hmm.
Um, and that seems like a simple concept, but try it. You'll see how hard it is. Okay, so for example, somebody slights you at work. Let's suppose you don't get credit for a project and you were the guy who pulled the project off. Everybody loves it, but Joanne is getting all the credit. Well, you could be irritated about that. You can even act out. You can even go behind her back and say, you know what, it really wasn't her, it was me. And then go through all of the things that you're trying to do to influence the outcome and not just accepting what happened. And when you do that, you create this obstacle that didn't exist before. If I decide that it's not important to me who gets the credit, there's inner peace.
100%. That's so good. Wow.
You only you only things only have the importance you give them. You are the determiner of the value of it or the lack of value. If it has no value, ignore it. Then it can't hurt you. How can it possibly hurt you unless you allow it to hurt you? Things only have the importance that you give them. If the rest of the world thinks it's so important and you don't, go with what you don't. Go with your intuition. Go with what works for you. Things don't have to be important. You don't have to have an opinion. All of those things like, the way things should be, the way things should be, or my opinion about whatever can't be violated and I have to argue with other people who disagree. You don't have to do any of that. It's not important if you decide it's not important. If it's important, then you're going to go through all the stress and anxiety and all the crap that you don't want in your life to make yourself feel like you're right. Anyway, to me, the idea is, Rick, what kind of importance do you want to give this? Do you want it to run you, or do you want to be master of it?
Rick, that's so great. I'll just close with a couple examples that came to mind. Is that it's been fascinating to me about how I can think something's important and another person doesn't think it's important. They're not suffering one bit over it, but I'm doing all kinds of suffering over it because I'm attached to it being a certain way. And there are several examples of it. Like, most recently the election. I see a lot of people that are
Yeah.
suffering. If they didn't suffer this time around, they suffered the last time around. And I didn't assign that kind of importance to it. I did my role as a, citizen with the right to vote and did that. But outside of that, I just accepted the outcome. And so hence there was no suffering over it. And I still feel like I did good work in terms of being a great neighbor to everyone who I crossed paths with. I think about at work, the times where I didn't need the credit, uh, it was no problem. It was no problem with who got the credit. Um, and I just keep thinking about that with, in the previous podcast, we talked about pickleball. If I go in and it doesn't matter who wins, and it doesn't matter how I play or my partner plays, I will have no problem on the court. Zero. Just that we have a really great experience and we have fun and there's connection, like that'd be bonus. But even if that didn't happen, that's cool too. Just like, man, just the opportunity to be on the court of life. It's just keep it that simple. Man, Rick, that is so good, so good that it's only important if I make it important. And so, what do I want to make important? And for me, what I want to make important is me continue to evolve, to transform, self-mastery. That's what I want to make the most important thing. And in the instances in which I've done that, I've grown, I've had richer experiences. It's been a joy. It's been ecstasy. when I've done exactly that. And I see people doing it in relationships, right? They're clinging, they're attached, you know, and once they let go of that being what was the most important thing, um, it's amazing when they go into a relationship with like I'm going to the relationship because I got so much love to give.
Mhm.
Or if they go into the relationship, it's like show me where I still have work to do.
Mm.
And because relationships will show you that, you know, as
Right.
well as your job and
Right.
everything else. But when I
Right.
make it about that, man, it's great. With James, the pickleball coach I tell you about. I haven't said this with partners, but I did say it last night. And I think it'll be more and more sincere as I keep this top of mind. But James he gives Matt and I beatings all the time on the pickleball court, and I always say to him, James, man, thank you for the beating today. And he goes, no problem, Mr. Keith. There's more coming. That's what he says to me. And so, but I just smile, because I'm having a blast out there. I'm having a blast. I celebrate when I beat him, which is rare on a shot. It's never in a game, but on a shot. And I need to celebrate, and I also celebrate when he gets me too. I'm like, that's what I got to work on. But I need to have that same kind of appreciation and zest and zeal for everything that's like that way. Oh my God, I didn't get that right. Cool, that's what I need to work on. I can do it with him on the court and do it with the coach. I need to do it with every area of my life. And I will, Rick. Thank you so much for this. Because it's clear to me the things that I want to get rid of that I don't want. Thank you.
You're welcome, Keith, and thanks for including me. I just love being with you, brother. I love you.
I love you too, Rick. Thank you.